Alright, what's up, guys? So, after doing some reading and thorough research, I wanted to talk about my feelings towards Kris Perovic's article, or blog post, whatever you want to call it. The only reason for it is that even though he's done a revised version and he's clarified some of the things he tried to say before, I want to just kind of state my feelings towards the whole thing because even though it's kind of already been stated and it's somewhat pointless, I just want to mention it. The thing is, I think I appreciate his attempts, but I still have issues with it nonetheless. Let's just get to the background of it though. For those of you who don't know, Kris Perovic ended up writing an article, a blog post regarding which he called "YGO: The State of the Game." Which basically outlined his current problem, the problems he's having with the game, and the fact that he feels like he felt like you really need to state some issues regarding how Konami's doing things and how there's just a desperate need for change in order to improve it. And he wasn't really referring to the metagame, but just the game itself. Well, his post basically goes on to talk about how there's the content we see trying to help players is uninspiring, and it's just kind of it's not really doing much. And he kind of goes on to, well, even though he kind of clarifies this in his restated post, goes on to say, well, seems to be like people are basically they're doing what they can to make money, and they're just, even if it means taking advantage of the player base. Now, this is where I start to disagree with him. On one hand, he makes some very good points about what needs to be done to change the game. But I agree with people, for example, Great Fails Montana, who found his tone to be condescending, and even when he clarifies some of his points, I still don't really agree with it. I think the content needs to be better, yes, and he admits this is what he's really trying to say. I just felt like it was. I felt like a lot of his criticism of ARG and YugiTubers was unfair, even if he clarifies it. The fact is, YugiTubers, while they're trying to help the community, and just because it doesn't live up to his standards doesn't mean they're primarily motivated by money. I never did understand how he came to that conclusion. The same thing goes for ARG. Yes, I completely agree their content could and should be better. But that doesn't mean they're not but that they're still trying, and that doesn't mean that because their content is subpar that they're mainly motivated by money. They're trying and they're doing what they can. It just needs work. Aside from that, I do applaud what he's doing, but the other thing is I kind of want to say this because I hate that ARG kind of gets this bad rep. I made a comment on Facebook status regarding on Fraser Smith's Facebook status regarding the article, and he was like, and I was like, I still think he doesn't give the ARG players are better than he thinks, and this guy Tom Moran, who I know, don't even get me started, is so wrong, or was saying I'm wrong. They're all competent players, they're all decent enough. They all know what they're doing. They just need to be better writers. That's what it comes down to. And I don't think the guys you see. I don't think I think the guys you see writing most frequently are the guys that really do deserve a place on the writing team, like Jojo Orlando, Billy Brake, Sam Pedigo. I mean, regardless of how cocky he comes off in some of his articles, I mean, he does. I mean, especially with his first article when he talked about how he came in second at Nationals. Ugh. Not the best read, but I can let it slide. Nonetheless, I definitely think that it's ARG, they're doing what they can. Same with TCG Player. Yeah, I think putting back metagame.com would help, but it wouldn't be the same. I think the best Konami really does need to take notice of this. I understand that they're going to operate as a business and what's going to make the most money, but I think if they start to realize that they'll probably make more money if they please the player base more, maybe they'll actually start doing it. I mean, Michael Bonaccini, the guy who runs Death Aspect blog, was kind of like, I think this is going to be a turning point. I'm probably going to quit if the coverage doesn't get better. I'm going to quit if I don't see anything change. Something might actually change. We'll see, but I don't know. We are going to find out in, I believe it's 3 weeks from now. Yes, 3 weeks from now we're going to find out how things are going to change. Regardless, it's going to be an interesting turn of events. If I have any further updates and anything I want to discuss, I will make more videos on it. Not gonna lie, I don't have any excuse for why I just haven't felt like making many videos. That's all. And it's also hard to kind of come up with a schedule of when I'm gonna do it and what's it gonna be. Each video is gonna be about, that sort of thing. Maybe I'll try to come up with more of a plan. But until then, guys, see ya.